That's off the top of my head.
I have no idea.
There have to be more GMCs. Have to.
IMDb.com. Oh,
But
I
today,
misspelled
I mean, above
.com.
our heads. Today we're talking about the Blender Years versus Bye Bye Nerdy. Have you seen these episodes before?
I, f- I feel like I have seen. No, I didn't.
No. Yeah, it came in 2001, so I was still watching The Simpsons back then. So I do remember seeing these. And they're fine. Pretty good. Like, the internet joke from the Blender Years is very stuck with me.
Hmm Jim Carrey, Jim Caviezel, Jim Cummings,
No,
uh,
we know him. No, we know
Jim,
John Cummings.
Jim Carter, Jim Cashman,
Hmm.
Jim Conroy. There's a Jim Carrey with only one R.
Like Drew Carey's brother.
Hmm
Yeah, there's enough. There's enough. We can do a Jim C bracket. We could do it.
Oh, they have Jim Kramer, the guy from Mad Money.
Oh
He's
yeah,
listed
he's the guy.
because he was in the first Iron Man movie, Screaming Cell, after
He did do
Don't
that.
Make Weapons.
Yeah, we should do it for. The next time
Yeah,
there's a 23rd. We'll do it on.
pretty small bracket.
Yeah, but I think we can do this on February 3rd. On 2-3 day. We'll have it.
Hmm
We'll have it. Totally committed to the number 23. It'll be Jim Carrey Day. Is that a thing? It should be. That's our thing now. That's our newest holiday, Jim Carrey Day. 2,
Yeah,
3.
just like what was the day that we wore blouses?
Oh yeah, Blouse Awareness
Blouse
Day,
Appreciation.
the third Thursday of December, I think.
Was it blouse awareness or blouse appreciation?
Oh, I think
I don't remember.
it might have been a Blouse Appreciation Day originally, and I just kept calling it Blouse Awareness Day. But I did see a woman recently wearing a blouse, and I was like, oh, I think my wife might have that same blouse. And then I remembered, no, I have that same blouse. That's what I wore on Blouse Awareness Day 2015 or something.
You were aware of it.
Yeah. So it did its job. Everybody wear a
Yeah,
blouse once in a while.
that's what we should do every year. Every year we should invent a new holiday until we finish this list.
Yeah. Or until we fill the entire year up. Then we have to start doubling down on days.
But I don't think that we're going to be recording this for 365 days, years.
365 years. 365. Yeah. I don't know. With the advances in technology, we'll be robot people by then. We'll be living in those new Apple goggles. But we could do it from there.
Maybe you will. You could mortgage your place and buy a pair of that. I'm a renter.
Yeah, we got time. By the time we get to the singularity happens, I'm sure it'll be more affordable. It'll just be a jack
Hmm
you get in the back of your neck.
Or maybe once we're heads in a jar like in Futurama.
Yeah. Or that one episode of The Simpsons we watched recently.
Hmm
Speaking of one episode of The Simpsons, about to talk about
One
the
of
Blender
the
Years.
episodes that we're going to be talking about this week is the Blunder Years.
Yeah.
So, is this the closest together that we've ever graded
I
episodes?
think so.
Because the Blunder Years premiere date was December 9th, 2001. Bye Bye Nerdy's premiere date was March 11th, 2001.
Yeah, it's only 9 months apart. A baby.
Yeah.
If you had sex watching Bye Bye Nerdy, you could have had a baby during the Blender Years.
hmm
Although 2001, I was not having sex with anybody.
Neither was I.
Yeah, I was.
2001 was the last time that a woman told me that she loved me in a romantic way, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
happen
the two
again.
towers were still standing.
It's true. This is a pre and post 9/11 episodes. Even though the Blender Years, I think, was supposed to come out before 9/11.
hmm
Right. Yeah, we were different people back then.
Marge had a typewriter in this episode.
Yeah, the infamous Simpsons typewriter that I think only exists in this one episode.
Is it infamous?
It is to me because I was thinking about it ever since I saw it.
Okay. But yeah, she busts out a typewriter in order to write a letter to the spokes drawing
Yeah,
for
the spokes drawing. Yes, that's what it
for
is.
brawny paper towels.
Yeah, or something. Not brawny. It's not brawny. It's whatever the Simpsons version of brawny paper towels is. Um,
Burly.
Burley. That's it. Yeah. Didn't have my
I
Frankie.
had to look up Chad Sexington to figure it out.
Which is, I'm amazed that's not your Twitter handle. I think you're on Twitter anymore.
Well, I've not I've not seen this episode
Oh,
until
that's right.
yesterday.
But now you'll understand that that T-shirt that I'm sending
Hmm. Is it a picture of Burly with my face on
you.
it?
It's gonna be, yes.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You could probably find some pictures of me on Facebook where I don't have my full beard and I just have a mustache.
Oh, I gotta find a picture of mustache Chad. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, and then you can wear it on stream. And you'll be Chad Sexington
Hmm.
for all the world to see. I mean,
But
everybody
yeah,
knows what the
so
burly paper towel guy looks like. Just imagine
mhm.
this, but with Chad's face.
Yep, and absorbing stuff.
Yeah, just being super absorbent. I like that the absorbency came back. It's pivotal to
Yeah,
the plot.
I did not expect that to happen.
Yeah,
Like it was just like, oh, this does like actually build on itself. This is well written.
yeah. Yeah, let's get into the plot a little bit here. So, yeah, Marge accidentally buys the Chad Sexington burly paper towels and falls in love with the spokes drawing. And she sends a letter to the company to be like, she wants it a signed photo or something. And then Homer sees, he checks out the typewriter ribbon and finds out that she wrote that letter and decides to play a very, very mean prank on her. By
Yeah,
pretending.
pretends to be Chad Sexington and says that he is going to stop by for dinner. And when Marge is ready for dinner after having cleaned the house and made everyone dress up nicely, she opens the door only to find Barney with a rubber axe.
Yeah. Just quite the booby prize. And then she's humiliated because why wouldn't she be? It's such a mean prank.
Mhm. Yeah, and Bart and Homer laugh hysterically, and uh, even Barney recognizes the cruelty of the
Yeah.
prank.
And that brings us to the your Frankiac for this episode. Man, I got too many windows. I can't find it.
So Marge is opening the door, and then she sees Barney, and she says, "Barney, where's Chad?
Yeah.
Here I am.
Yeah.
I'm right
He's right
here."
here. Right down here. Our own Chad Sexington right here. Yeah, we'll save
Yeah.
that and throw that up on the stream whenever we need to.
Yep. That's what the A stands for in Chad A Wago. Sexington.
Sexington.
Mhm. It's 4 A's.
Yeah.
So, in order to make it up to Marge,
Yeah.
Homer takes her out to dinner at a nice restaurant that has Judith Owen, Harry Shearer's wife, playing piano and singing.
Oh, okay. I didn't know who that was.
I didn't know who it was either, so I looked it up on the Simpsons Wiki.
Right.
And yeah, so she gets to sing for a few seconds, and then they bring out Carmack. I know, not Carmack.
There's a lot of Johnny Carson jokes in this episode, though. It's
Yeah,
fun to do in 2001. Johnny Carson, that's another thing. I only know about Johnny Carson from watching The Simpsons.
I actually watched Johnny Carson
Ah.
when I was very young, so I do have fond memories of him. I could not. I felt like he was funny, but I could not tell you any individual joke that he ever
Right.
made.
We were too little.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw him on TV. Like when he was actually like live. I think I ever saw him. I think my first Johnny Carson memory is the Simpsons episode where he juggles a car or something. Yeah, but I've learned enough about him from watching The Simpsons to know when I see a Johnny Carson show.
Mhm. Yeah, and Karnak the Magnificent is a. It's probably one of the most well remembered Carson references. I think
Yeah,
is when he puts on the feathered turban
right. And he,
and does the psychic bit,
yeah, it's pretty fun.
which the hypnotist does in this episode. And I'm still trying to find the name of said hypnotist.
No,
Uh,
I think it is. Where'd it go? Haha.
it is definitely not in the
Ms.
summary of.
Marino. Ms. Marino.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, the summary of the episode in The Simpsons Wiki just says a famous Indian hypnotist.
Indian. Which means that Hank Azaria probably voiced him. But he's a hypnotist slash insult comic, which is nice.
Mhm.
Because he hypnotizes Professor Frank to stop being such a nerd and become a ladies' man. Oh, that's a good one for the Venn diagram.
Yeah, no, Ladies Man Frank actually is a very good looking drawing.
Yeah. It's almost as sexy as Chad Sexington.
Mhm.
Yeah, he turns him into a smooth ladies' man and then turns him back into a nerd. So he never gets to kiss a lady.
Yeah, it's very funny to watch him like protest as he is being transformed
Yeah.
back into a giant nerd.
Is that cool smooth voice, and then it just he says I've been redorculated, which is very
Mhm.
funny. That's one of those words that The Simpsons coined, but you don't have very many opportunities to use it, unlike Embiggen or any of the other great Simpsons words. Cromulent.
Hmm. Cromulent, I think, by far is the Simpsons word that I use the most often.
Because you can kind of use it for anything, because we don't really know what it means.
I've always only ever used it to mean okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it's
Like
perfectly...
I only call things perfectly cromulent.
Right. That's the thing. Things can be cromulent, but you only mention it when they're perfectly cromulent.
Hmm.
Nothing is kind of cromulent.
We don't know if cromulent is good or bad.
But also at this fancy dinner with the hypnotist, there is Smithers and Burns, and he calls Mr. Burns, he calls him Skeletor.
Hmm.
It's funny because we just saw a song where Mr. Burns mentions Skeletor as a villain like him. So later on, he does learn what a Skeletor is, but he does not. Now Homer doesn't know what a Skeletor is. That's what it is. Right.
So I looked up words invented on Google.
Mm-hmm.
Autocomplete. The first thing that it gives me is words invented by Shakespeare. The second
Oh yeah.
thing it gives me is words invented by The Simpsons.
Yeah. And I bet, because I mean, how long was Shakespeare writing plays for? Was it 30 years? 34? What are we on right now in The Simpsons? Because I think The Simpsons have been around.
Shakespeare's career
Yes. And what have I learned from memes?
for
Is that
more than 2 decades.
No. Yeah. I mean, we're more than 3 decades with The Simpsons. 50% longer. The Simpsons have had at least a 50% bigger impact on society than William Shakespeare. Yeah, yeah, I'll go with that. I think that's true. It's definitely on my
Yeah, and
life.
if you disagree, then you can probably tweet at David.
If you disagree with me, tweet at William Shakespeare on Twitter and let him know you support him. Or at Opala Koala. I'll forward those to William Shakespeare's estate. Is there a place where you can send?
Most of his known works were 1589 to 1613.
No. Yeah, it's like 24 years.
Hmm.
Yeah, Simpsons beat that a decade ago. And if there's one thing we learned from that Mr. Burns play, the Simpsons are going to have a 1,000-year reign as pop culture, something or other. Icons. It'll be its own religion after the apocalypse.
Oh, he definitely couldn't have written for more than 3 years after 1613
Why is that? That's
because
good.
he died.
Oh, yeah. If he was even real in the first place, maybe one of
Yeah,
those fictional Jesus things.
he retired in 1613 and then died 3 years later.
Ah. That's what happens. Don't retire. It'll kill you.
Hmm.
100% of people that retire die. I've learned that. So think about that.
There's a large percentage of dead people who have retired also.
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone who died has done it, but a lot of them did.
Yeah. I mean, definitely I would say it's at least 60%, over half. I would say that.
Hmm. Anecdotally, everyone in my family who died, uh, they retired.
Yeah. See, so don't do it. Just
Hmm.
keep working for the man for as long as you can. Speaking of working for the man,
Hmm.
we find out that Smithers' dad died young. When Ms. Marino says, it's nice to see a young man take his father out for a night of hypnotism before he dies, that's a, yeah, that's a not a good joke to say to people. Because you never know when someone's going to die.
Also, it's
If
not
they're-
even
especially
that
if they're
great a
retired.
burn.
Yeah, it's really not. But then they move on because they're kind of a downer.
Yeah, and Homer volunteers to be hypnotized.
Yeah. It's very, very funny that Ms. Marino says, okay, well, now we're going to transform you into a famous historian. And Homer just goes, look at me, I'm a famous historian, out of my way. And then he becomes Emily Dickinson, similarly. He says, look at me, I'm Angie Dickinson, out of my way. For all things, that's all he knows about anything. It's very funny.
Hmm.
Well, that reminds me, when Homer was doing the prank call to Marge, pretending to be Chad Sexington, she asks him, hey, how did you get my number? He just goes, I don't know. Which a thing I think we've seen Homer do before. I think when he was talking to Mr. Burns' mom. Because when he's improvising, he doesn't know how to answer questions. Because when you're doing improv, you shouldn't be asking people questions. And now that I've seen this episode, I really wish. Part of me wishes I was still coaching improv just so I could use that as an exercise. Whenever someone asks you a question in a scene, simply react with, I don't know, and then just stand there until they actually give you something to work with. I think that would be a good
Oh,
exercise.
yeah. That definitely would be.
That would keep people really point out that, oh yeah, that's right, I'm asking questions in the scene instead of adding to the world.
I feel like there are definitely people who would decide to try and make a game out of that,
Oh yeah.
though, and then just be like, okay, well, that means that everything that I say from now on is going to be a question to him.
Yeah. And that's funny the
Yeah.
first time, but if you're doing this every rehearsal, then you're gonna have to start. Hopefully, they will
Oh,
get tired of it.
hopefully it was a good mushroom and not a poisonous one.
Yeah. Not a lot of mushroom dishes in Hawaii, right? Not a big thing.
I mean, there's a lot of things with mushrooms, but
Yeah. But hey, Ghost Circuit, how you doing? Frank Ghost Circuit's been having a. That's good. That's the most important thing. As long as you don't fuck with a turtle or a monk suit, you can kind of do whatever you want, food-wise.
yeah,
We'll forgive it.
those are the ones that get what is it, DLNR?
Yeah.
Is that what gets called on you, Department?
Land and natural,
Natural
resources?
Resource?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like basically, all that they do is bust people for getting too close to turtles and seals. And,
Yeah. And posting it on Instagram. That's what you get.
yeah.
Yeah, at least knows what you're talking about. By
Lisa
the way.
knows everything.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to in a minute. We're gonna get to the episode where this is from. I was so excited when I saw that. Oh, Chad, you can't see it, but we're currently inside of Lisa's presentation.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I did. That is in my notes. That it is
Nice.
the projection name.
Yeah, so I had to pick that one for tonight's stream. Yeah, we'll get that in a minute. First, we gotta get to this one when Homer's not even done being hypnotized.
Yeah. So Miss Marino tells Homer that you are just a young boy of 12, and Homer's like, "I'm 12," and then starts screaming and
Just keep
just
screaming. It's so
doesn't
funny.
stop.
You don't trust
He's
us. Why don't
still
you trust?
screaming as he is tipping the valet, which
Yeah.
is hilarious.
Yeah. So good. And he's screaming while he's brushing his teeth. Screaming. Oh, there's teeth brushing above these. He's screaming while he's when he goes to work and he has to be wheeled in, strapped to a lazy, not a lazy Susan. What's it called? A dolly.
Yeah. I always think of them as Hannibal Lecter transports.
Yeah. Especially yeah. If you're getting strapped to one, you can't not feel like a Hannibal Lecter.
And if you are not strapped to one, definitely don't say, "Hey, let's race."
Have you done that?
Yeah,
Oh no.
because holding on to that thing as you are being hand trucked around, kind of scary, honestly.
Oh yeah. 'Cause they're not made to be moved really fast. Like they feel pretty unstable.
They're also not made to transport people.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was working at Barnes and Noble at Kahala Mall,
Hmm.
uh, we would occasionally do hand truck races.
Did you win?
Uh, well, I never fell off the hand truck, so I
Well,
assume
that's yeah,
yes.
that's a win in itself. That's the
Mhm.
thing that's more important because you're not going to
I also
remember
did
the times you won or
also didn't
lost.
drop anybody.
Hey, that's great. So have fun. That's what we're here for. Here to
Mhm.
have fun. Drink anytime
And
we don't talk about The Simpsons, and you'll be very drunk.
oh yeah, that's a sure way to pass out in the middle of the episode. And screaming.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they
Uh,
dump Homer off. We learned
Carl
that
and
his
Lenny
yeah
come in with Homer, and Mo. Mo also
yeah.
shows up because Carl and Lenny and Homer are not at the bar.
Yeah, what's he supposed to do if they're not there?
I was really hoping that it would flash to Barney standing outside, like, Mo, Mo, let me in.
Still dressed as Chad Sexington.
Hmm.
That'd be very funny. Yeah, this is when we find out that the Yaqui Indians they brew a special tea. Nothing to be sorry about. Really rare for me to fly.
No
Asian or Hawaiian or Indian.
apologies
Yeah,
necessary.
no. We pride ourselves on not being a bunch of white guys on
Yeah.
talking about The Simpsons. Doesn't happen
Hmm.
very often.
Although we do miss when Rory is around,
That's true.
our resident white guy.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome that you're Hawaiian and you get to have a be out and about and still be on, watching Twitch and finding people to remind you of home from
Yeah,
way
no,
out there in New York. I think you're at. It's far away.
that is great. I grew up in Hawaii, but I am not Kanaka at all.
Right.
100% Asian here.
Yeah. My wife and I, when we went to go wine tasting for our wedding anniversary in Sonoma, we part of a group going like a tour group doing it, and the hell yeah, the part of our tour group was a couple from Florida that were
Hmm.
very gregarious and outgoing, talking to everybody all the time, and they just dubbed us the Hawaiians, and we kept going, oh no, we're not Hawaiian, we just live there, but they don't know what that means. Try to explain it, but everyone was drinking wine and not listening to me.
So the difference between that and the rest of the time is just the wine.
Yeah, that's it. I blame it on the wine this time. Yeah, so if you call me
They're not
Hawaiian enough
ignoring me.
times, I'll
Everyone's
just
just too drunk.
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, black and white world. It's so weird going to the mainland. Be like, oh, that's right, black people are a thing. It's great to see him.
I remember almost every single friend that I
Yeah.
have that went to mainland for college, the first thing they said was, "There's so many white people here." There was only one person I knew who went to college, who went away to
Oh
college
yeah.
that I went to school with, and didn't say that. That was my buddy Justin,
Yeah.
who went to USC, and he said, "Holy shit, there's so many Indian people here."
Oh wow. He was on an engineering track or something, I'm
Yeah, yeah,
sure.
he's an engineer.
Oh, yeah, when I go to visit my wife's family in Wisconsin, in rural Wisconsin, I'm the only person that's not white for miles and
Mhm.
miles, and I can feel it everywhere I go. So speaking of feeling things everywhere you go, Homer, he's screaming into the couch. We find out that the Yaqui Indians, they brewed this special tea that can unlock your repressed memories. Which, of course, they,
And Marge has a special Yaki tea set.
yeah, it's perfect time to use it. But then we find Homer's moment, his memory, and he's, oh yeah, the time I jumped over Springfield Gorge. We haven't watched that episode yet.
We haven't watched it for this, but
Yeah.
I I know I've seen
Oh yeah,
that.
I've definitely seen it. Bart the
Yeah.
Daredevil.
hmm
It's good.
And it's not only is that a classic episode, it's apparently a memory that's been called back to often enough on the show that in a very meta gag, Lisa says, "Hey, people are tired of that flashback."
Yeah. How can you be tired of that one? It's very, very funny.
hmm If I was only going to think about one thing about The Simpsons,
Yeah.
uh, the second thing would be Homer falling down the gorge.
What would be the first?
Super Nintendo
Oh,
Chalmers.
that's a very good one. I think about you because I spend all my time talking about The Simpsons with you. My first, that's
Mhm.
my number one. Then number two, maybe the internet. We'll get to that very soon. But yeah.
Yeah, so the flashback to a scene with young Carl and young Lenny and young Homer singing as they walk down the train tracks.
Yeah.
Just like, what is it, Stand By Me?
Yeah. Or Lean on Me. I get them confused. I think it's Stand By Me.
One of them's a song, and the other one's also a song.
Yeah. All right. And then they're all. So one's the kids, the Stephen King story about kids going to see a dead body, and the other one is about
Both
inner
of them
city.
are movies, too.
Yeah, they're both movies. They may have came. Did they come out the same year? That would be crazy.
Stand By Me came out in 86.
Okay.
Lead on Me came out in 89.
Oh, okay. So they ripped them off. Oh, I gotta find. Where's? I don't have time to find it. So Stand By Me, real quick. That famously has that scene at the pie eating contest where they give the kid drinks a ton of cod liver oil or something and then pukes pie all over the place, and it causes a chain reaction of pie puking. And so I did make a gif of that somewhere, in reverse, where it's just people having puke streaming back into their mouths. I have to figure out where I
Wonderful.
put that. I have no idea where it is, but I will make that my Twitter pic, my Tinder picture. Can you do that? Can you use a GIF as your Tinder picture?
I don't know, maybe. I haven't been on Tinder in a long time.
Yeah.
So, Stand By Me is the film with the group of young white boys,
Ah.
and Lean on Me is a movie starring Morgan Freeman,
Yeah.
who is a principal in inner city New Jersey, uh, trying to get students to improve their test scores. But it's for the basic skills test,
Yeah.
nothing special or advanced. So, if you want someone teaching inner city kids how to do an advanced test, that would be Stand and Deliver.
This is a weird trilogy to watch, but I think we should do it one day.
hmm
That'll be a way to make it.
If we weren't doing steamed hams, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. Just do a thing. We just link all the titles and a loose theme. Could do that. But no, Steamed Hams this year. Yeah, Homer. So,
No, I was just thinking it's like, okay, so Stand By Me and Lean on Me are linked by being old songs.
Right.
Uh, Lean on Me and Stand and Deliver are linked because they're inner city school movies.
Right. With stand in the name.
Yeah.
Not the stand.
Uh,
That takes us back to Stephen King.
which you could I guess link Stand By Me and The Stand
Yeah. Or Lean on
if
Me?
you
Wait,
want to
hold
make it.
on. Shit. I've already mixed up about which one's which.
Stand By Me and is the one based on Stephen King's novella The Body,
Oh, okay.
and The Stand is a Stephen King novel.
So both the stand ones are Stephen King. Okay.
Yeah.
Stand, Stand by Me, Stephen King, Triple S. That's
Or
all of them.
do we want to just link everything, or do we want a whole overarching theme?
I think we can make the links and then we will come up with a theme afterwards. It'll be obvious.
Okay, because I was gonna say if we do a whole overarching theme, then it's just like movies that are based on song titles,
Yeah.
or movies that have song title names,
Right.
and then it's just like if we do that, we may end up actually having to narrow down the genre of songs, but
Yeah.
I don't know for sure.
There's a lot of movies named after songs.
Yeah,
And we probably have to disqualify movies whose song like was made for the movie. Like we can't count that.
yeah,
But we could if it was if there was an existing song and using that as the title of the movie. I think that would be a big part. Anyways, yeah, the three friends, Homer, Lenny,
oh
Carl,
jeez,
walking through the woods, singing, and then they come across Fat Tony, young Fat Tony, and his henchmen, and their tobacco patch, their tobacco patch. Turns out it's wacky tobacco. And they're gonna punch and kick him, but then they get shot at by Mo.
Mo.
Yeah, with his Daisy BB gun, and they ran off. And that's when we find out. Yeah, Mo was there, and he's mad that nobody's at his bar. Then he sits down and he takes some of the yaki tea, starts telling his side of the story. Not that this is a multi-sided story to tell.
Yeah, I was wondering whether they were gonna do a Rashomon thing,
Yeah,
but no, Mo just continues the story.
right.
Have we watched the episode that has the Rashomon joke
No,
yet?
but
By
it's
the
so
way,
good. What is that?
yeah, it is. It's very good. Uh, Also, uh, since we're talking about movies with song names, I was like, oh, there's a Robert Downey Jr. movie I remember watching back in the 90s
Yeah.
where Walk Like a Man was heavily featured in the movie. Was that the name of the movie? The name of the movie
No,
was Heart and Souls. It was about a bunch of angels looking out for Robert Downey Jr.
it's very good. So 30 Minutes Over Tokyo is the Rashomon episode. We'll be
Yeah,
covering it week 164, so 140 weeks from now, approximately. So a little under 3 years. 2026.
hmm there is a movie called Walk Like a Man, though, that stars Howie Mandel,
Ah,
uh, who on the movie poster has a is leashed, and Christopher Lloyd is holding the leash,
oh,
and he's squatting, holding his hands up like a dog, and I'm like, this was someone's sexual awakening.
oh yeah, it has to be. What
Also,
is the?
because this was in 1987,
Mm-hmm.
uh, neither Howie Mandel nor Christopher Lloyd look like themselves
Oh yeah, it could
because
be.
it's such an old movie.
Yeah.
Chris, at first I thought Christopher Lloyd was Mr. Bean.
Wow, that's right. Yeah, yeah. I can think. I'm
And I
only thinking of
still,
a Taxi. He goes from Taxi to Back to the Future in my head.
Yeah, and then everything after Back to the Future, he just looks like Back to the
Yeah,
Future. But prior to Back to the Future, he looked like a different person.
that's crazy.
And also the picture of Howie Mandel, like it doesn't look like Howie Mandel, but I can't quite figure out who he looks like.
Just going to pull up a picture of it for all of our Raycast. There, they got it.
Yeah,
Aha! Nice and small. Okay, command. So is he? Is he a dog man in this? Is he a dog turned into a man? I wonder what the.
I don't know if it's like that Jet Li movie where Mario is his owner and he's a dog.
Right. Did I tell you I got that movie and then like a bootleg of that? Someone told me it was gonna. The guy it was in Chinese when I was studying Chinese. The subtitles were for another movie. The English subtitles. So I don't really know what happens in the movie. It was somebody talking about like a bunch of writers and they're doing heroin and stuff. But I don't think that's what the plot of that Unleashed was.
Yeah, right. Doesn't Howie Mandel look like someone totally different in this?
Yeah. It's hard to tell. It's so small. But definitely.
Yeah,
But he's not bald and wearing rubber gloves. That's the first tip off.
and Homer was not wearing gloves when he finds the dead body,
Yeah. Wait.
but he finds a dead body, which is why
Yeah.
the creek, stream, lake, pond,
Yeah. The lake. That's like a.
the
It's
body of
some
water
kind of
that he
body of
tried
water.
to
It's like
jump
a
into.
reservoir. Is being
Yeah.
fed by a drainage pipe from the power plant. Because they saw the night before, well, at the around the campfire, where Carl mentions the internet. And you're like, wait, this is the early '70s. What? How could you be talking about the internet? And he says, oh yeah, the internet. It's the interneting they invented to line swim trunks.
Hmm.
And so that's what I always say whenever someone says the internet. I think of that. I think, oh yeah, that's right, the internet in my swim trunks. Which of course, Ghost Circuit knows this is. In Hawaii, everyone wears board shorts. We're not even wearing swim trunks with internets in them. So it's a joke that people don't get as much.
Yeah. When I was a really little kid, I wore regular swim trunks.
Oh,
Like I I don't know if board shorts didn't become a thing
yeah.
until I was like maybe like 12,
Hmm.
or if it's just that you don't get board shorts for small kids, you want them to keep the internet.
Right. That makes sense. I can see both wings, both ways. Yeah, I don't remember seeing board shorts before I was like a teenager, but
Hmm.
they might have. Yeah, they might have been not as popular until that point, or maybe it was just an age thing. But also, yeah, at the beach, you don't want to have that internet just catching sand.
Oh, there's several off-color jokes that I thought about with the internet. I'm just like, uh, I I don't know whether or not that would get you like warnings or strikes.
I mean, I'm sure we'll be fine as long as Ghost Circuit doesn't report us. Mutter a carp.
Well, maybe you just always want to have the kids wearing that before they get the board shorts, because you need to make sure that your children's genitalia are all over the internet.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely in the internet world. You usually want to have something. No one getting shots of the little shorts of your kids. But when I was a kid, you would be naked at the internet on the beach every once in a while. I remember
Hmm.
having to change into my shorts or out of them, and having just like my mom hold up a towel on one side of me. You can see my little butt if you're coming from the other side of the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not uncommon to see a naked kid at the beach. Little kids, but yeah. Yeah, Homer he goes to jump into that reservoir. It's just full of mud, and he just starts
But
screaming.
it's Homer, so he survives.
Yeah, with no real damage to his body, at least.
Mhm. But Homer tries to find out why there's no water,
Right.
uh, and then he ends up getting hit by the deluge of water once he dislodges the body.
Yeah. And it's real gross. It's a real gross body. It's got worms
Mhm.
crawling around and its eye sockets and stuff. It's traumatizing. Yeah, I don't know if I had a wet, decaying corpse in my lap. Probably starts screaming, and he's never stopped screaming.
And
Yeah.
did they ever explain why Homer stopped screaming the first time?
No, they just mentioned the tea, and then they cut to him drinking the tea.
No, no, no. The T is the explanation for why he stopped
Oh,
screaming in
in the present
the
time.
time,
Right.
yeah, the present. But in the past,
No, they don't say anything about it.
does he show anyone else the body, or does it flashback at all again, or do we just assume that he continued to scream until like just forgot one day?
Yeah, until he blocked it out. I guess that's what
Mhm.
happened. He kept screaming until he forgot what he was screaming about. But he does say that this is responsible for everything wrong in his life, his occasional overeating, and his fear of corpses. Yeah,
Yep.
very funny. Yeah, the body's still there, so they gotta. It's a case of murder most foul. A case that only the Simpson family can solve.
Which Mo is quite sad to hear.
Yeah. You get a nice
Li-
long.
Carla and Lenny are just like, oh, it's a Simpsons family thing. All right.
Okay, cool. They got stuff to do. Got their
Mhm.
own lives. I think as long as if Lenny and Carl have Lenny and Carl, they're fine.
Yeah. Mo is the only person who really felt left out.
Yeah. And we get long green shots of him looking through the window, sad. It's very funny. But they're on the way to the quarry, and Homer says, "Yep, the old quarry is just a stone's throw away." He says, "Stop saying that, Dad." Presumably he's been saying it the whole car ride. And who wouldn't?
If you're ever going to a quarry,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you say it?
Oh yeah. I'm putting that in my pocket for that. And if I'm ever going to a quarry, have you ever been to a quarry? I don't think I've ever been to a quarry.
I don't know.
It's not really a quarry here on it. I mean, there's that spot where they're digging all that stuff. I don't think it's a quarry. There's no water.
Uh,
No.
Grace Pacific Makahilo Quarry, is that where you're thinking of? Where they're digging stuff?
I think so. No, it's like off H3. Like when you're going up H3, there's like something where there's. I think it's technically a quarry because I think they're just getting rocks and soil or whatever out of it. But I don't think there's a big body of water. What's a quarry?
What is a quarry?
Yeah. Is this the place where they just dig a big hole and take the stuff out? The dirt and the rocks?
A place, typically a large deep pit from which stone or other materials are or have been extracted.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to have a body of water. It just usually does, I guess.
Usually when it's an old quarry that's no longer in
Ah,
use anymore,
right. They're not
I
pumping the
think it
water out.
develops water.
It makes sense. Lower elevation, the water's all going to drain there, and then there's no natural outlet for the water. Makes sense.
Hmm.
It was very funny when they get to the quarry and Marge is like, it's dark. We should come back in the daytime. And Homer goes, somebody's yellow belly is showing. And it's Bart. His stomach's sticking out of his shirt. It's very funny. But Chief Wiggum was there looking for lost hikers. He goes with them. But there's so much water in the old quarry. How could they ever find anything that's in there? Luckily, Marge just drives around with all of her sexy paper towels. Tosses a bunch in the water. Slurps it all up.
Or at least enough to see the skeleton.
Yes. Well, they're expecting to see a skeleton or some kind of a body, but Chief Wiggum gets very bummed out and goes, "Oh man, it's just a skull-shaped rock and a bunch of white sticks." So that's pretty funny. But they go to investigate, and they're crawling through the pipe. Another very funny moment while they're going through waist-deep water. And Homer's like, "Hey, now do you believe that dead rats float, Lisa?" She goes, "Yes." It's very funny.
Is that a reference to something?
I don't know. I assume it just implies that they've had conversations about whether or not dead rats float before. I always assumed they would, eventually. I think everything floats eventually.
Hmm.
There's not what
I
they
mean,
say in it.
that's what Pennywise
Yeah,
says, right? We all float down here.
sooner or later. Because the gases in your body, as you start to decompose, it makes you more buoyant. So you eventually will float. That's why you got to tie down your bodies when you throw them in the bodies of water.
You gotta give him a
Weigh 'em
pair
down.
of old cement shoes.
Yeah. It turns out that pipe leads straight to Mr. Burns' corpse hatch, right under his polar bear.
Ah, not his corpse hatch, his innocence tube. Which, ooh, buddy, does that sound like a euphemism?
It's a good one. And at times I can say innocence too. It's so good. Oh, but another thing I forgot to mention: I've been watching The Simpsons with Italian subtitles in preparation for my trip to Italy, where my wife is currently.
Oh, please tell me what innocence tube is in
Uh,
Italian.
it's just I don't forget, but just in a sense that's whatever the word for tube was. But Chief Wiggum, it's not called Chief Wiggum.
Hmm.
He's called, oh, what was it? Like Inspector Winchester or something like that. Like he changed his name to Winchester, which is very strange. Which I don't know what that's a reference to in Italian culture. But they also, my wife, they're in Italy. I was asking her how much Italian she's speaking every day, and she's like, "Oh, I mean, everybody kind of speaks English here." I'm like, okay, that's good. I don't need to be practicing that much Italian.
Commissario Winchester.
That's it, Commissario Winchester. Did you just put that in Google Translate to and put it in Italian? Because that would be very funny.
No, I looked up Chief Wiggum, Italy.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah,
Commissario
and
Winchester.
Bart apparently tells people to suck your sock. And Mo
Yeah.
is Bo.
Oh, I didn't notice. That makes sense.
Where's the screen share? This is the graphic that I found
Oh, fun. Elmo Man.
with Frankie and Frankie in Hungary. Hans Malworth, Barney Gomez,
Barney Gomez.
Tinkle Tangle Bob, Ropey, and Homer is Omar Shamshur.
Oh.
That doesn't sound like a weird translation thing. That just sounds like you have a thick accent.
Yeah, that's just how they pronounce it.
Mhm.
That's great. Yeah, we need to do more international Simpsons.
Yeah. Like anytime that we decide that we're gonna watch live, we should absolutely be watching it in a different language.
Yeah, that's the subtitles. Learn something.
Suck your sock.
I do want to know what he tells
Hey,
everybody in all
suck your sock.
Suck your sock. I think, is it calze or socks? I think.
Uh, Cucciari il
Cucciari.
Calzino?
Calzino, yeah. And calze is a plural. Calzino, calzine. It's calzini. Calzini, that's in the plural. Anyways. Talking about the Simpsons, finding out. Yeah, Mr. Burns. He killed Smithers' dad? But no, he's got.
He
Yeah.
didn't kill him. He was just there when he died.
Yeah, and then threw his corpse down the corpse hatch. But he has a film reel locked in a safe behind a painting, which is never a good thing. Anytime there's a reel of film in a safe behind a painting, there is footage of someone's death, 100% of the time. Yes, I think so. The only one I know of is 8mm. Because what else would you need to lock up like that?
Getaway money.
Yeah, but I'm saying if it's on a roll of film, though, it's definitely a snuff film.
Definitely someone dying.
Yeah, and incriminating you. No one locks up footage of somebody else committing a murder. Yeah, Mr. Smithers Senior. He went into the reactor core and fixed it when it was gonna have an explosion or something. And he was a big hero. But he had his little baby Smithers with him.
And Mr. Burns made up a story about how Smithers died.
Yeah. But how, Wayland Smithers Sr. died in the Amazon by a tribe of savage women, which he hopes it didn't affect Smithers in any way.
So does that mean that Wayland Smithers Sr. Was supposedly the first victim of death by snoo.
I think so. That's my guess. I think that's what the...
Supposedly, anyway.
Yeah. That would have been... That's the legend. Legend has it. That the Simpsons predicted the death by snoo. Now that can affect a young man to be afraid of and even maybe disgusted by the idea of sex with giant women. It's a real shame.
Amazon Women in the Mood was the 33rd episode of Futurama.
Wow, 33rd. I feel like it was way earlier than that.
That originally aired on February 4th, 2001.
Oh!
So, that could actually be a reference to Death by snoo.
Yeah.
Simpsons did not predict it. Simpsons riffed on it.
Wow, they
or
ripped them
referenced
off.
it.
Simpsons stealing from Futurama. When does that happen? It's the first documented case. Wow. I gotta figure that out, the reverse Futurama to Simpsons pipeline.
Oh, wow. I did not know that B. Arthur was Femputer.
No, I didn't know that either, but I don't know I can't picture what she sounds like.
Just think of the Golden Girls.
Right. No, I mean, sounds like on the Femputer sounds like.
Now that I've said out loud, that I was surprised, and I didn't realize that B. Arthur is Femputer.
Right.
I now am thinking about the voice and realizing that if it wasn't B. Arthur, it was definitely someone doing a B. Arthur impersonation, and I should have known that. And I am now feeling a slight sense of shame.
No, because you do know,
wishing that I did not say that.
Yeah, so you know so much about the Golden Girls. You had your own Golden Girls podcast. Is that still out?
Yeah, it lasted like maybe a dozen episodes.
Yeah.
I think
I listened to all of them.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to record, but in the middle of recording, my co-host moved to Minnesota.
Yeah.
So time zones became a large issue.
Yeah. It's tough. This was pre-COVID, so we didn't have the technical knowledge or ability to do it effectively.
Everyone liked going out and things, doing stuff.
Not anymore. Now we can have our podcast conversations over the internet and not feel weird about it at all.
Yeah, we are totally used to seeing our friends only via webcam.
Yeah, it's true. I have not seen you in person since the pandemic. I'm assuming you're real.
Every single time that we've had an occasion to go and spend time together, I've been busy.
Yeah. Although, if you want to come see Cats, July something, 13th maybe, I do have an extra ticket now.
I've literally no desire to see Cats. I'm sorry that I didn't make that clear enough. But holy shit, do I not want to watch that?
Well, if anybody watching wants to go see Cats with me, I have an extra ticket. Just DM me.
Wait, was it just supposed to be me and you?
No, it's everybody that was part of the 12 Days of Catsmas and wanted to come and wanted to be part of it. And half the people aren't on island. So really, right now, it's me and Rory and his girlfriend Tiffany, and then Autumn Gertz. And I had a ticket for Johnny Sparkles, but he cannot make it now, so I have an extra ticket.
Oh, that's what it's from. It's not for me. It's not my fault.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah,
I'm absolving myself of this thing right now.
Yeah, no, I asked if you wanted to come. You said you didn't. You said you didn't really want to go. You didn't make it that obvious your disgust for Cats. My favorite musical of all time, I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't actually hate it or anything.
Right.
I just have zero desire to go and watch it.
Yeah.
Like
I don't blame you.
there's nothing about that show that sounds like, oh, this is a reason why I should watch it.
Nothing you
And in
saw.
fact, I refused to watch the
Hmm.
movie until they released the butthole cut.
That's fair. You have to have your Amana principles, and that's a good one to stick by.
Mhm.
You can stay strong with that, and other people that feel the same way, maybe they will actually release the butthole cut one day.
Yeah. Uh, Next time some streaming service is going to be released for the first time, and they
Right.
need that extra push of a bunch of hardcore internet nerds that can't stop screaming for some reason.
Yeah. You did just use the word push and hardcore in that sentence about the
Mhm.
butthole cut.
Yep. Specifically for cats, which makes
Yeah.
it also a furry joke.
We've had enough of those. The furries alone,
Mhm.
I guess. I don't care. They know
Uh,
what their deal is. They know what people say about them. That's part of the
they
whole
they're
deal.
they're allies.
Yeah.
Like in the fight against fascism, furries and juggalos are on the side of the good.
Yeah. So I didn't mention to you, but I'm actually wearing them. I bought some pastel striped pants shorts that I just like the colors on them and the pastelness of it. The really nice
Okay.
beach shorts to wear when I go to Italy. Um, I didn't realize they were all the colors of the rainbow, and when I got them shipped to me, the tag said Pride shorts. Oh, okay, that's what I mean.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like I've got a little bit of stolen gay valor when I walk around in them.
No,
I
you're
guess,
just ally
yeah, if you're an
hard.
ally, that's fine, right? Yeah, that's a thing. I don't want people to think I'm just trying to get extra attention, but pretending to be gay.
You're just like these are my support pants.
Yeah, these are my support pants. There you go. Not pride pants, they're support pants. I'm proud of my support.
Mhm. I'm proud to support LGBTQ.
Yeah. Speaking of my brother, he was working. My mom's a caterer, right? And they were catering a wedding recently. And my youngest brother, he's gay, and he was working
Hmm.
it with her. And I guess the photographer lady at the thing was like, oh, "That guy's hitting on me," talking about my brother. And I'm just like, "Nah, I don't think he's your type, or you're his type. He's just being nice."
It's like, but he's so friendly. It's like, yeah, he's like that.
Yeah, he's the most outgoing and gregarious of all of his brothers. Likes talking to people.
Hmm. Are you the least outgoing and gregarious?
Yeah. The middle brother's in the middle. It's a real three bears situation. Yeah.
Like, you like your porridge cold.
Ice cold and a really big bed. And
Mhm.
whatever the third thing was. Was there a third thing? A chair? Was that it? The bed was the last one. Porridge and then I think a chair.
I only honestly remember the porridge.
Yeah.
But yeah, bed does sound correct because one bed was too hard, one bed was too soft,
Yeah.
the other one was just right. I I didn't realize how hard my mattress was growing up
Oh really?
because I had the same mattress from when I was in first grade
Hmm.
until like my late 20s.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, like I and it was real bad
Yeah.
by the time I got to my late 20s.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So a good
the
20
fact that
years
it
worth of
lasted that
yeah.
long, yeah, it was just like, oh yeah, that is the fact that it held its shape for that long is crazy. Yeah, that and now I have a mixed spring and gel mattress.
Ooh. Nice.
Like it's like gel on top or foam on top of the
Right.
spring,
Yeah.
and it's just like this is fine. It's okay, but I really
Such a
miss
soft.
just that super fucking hard twin bed. Like it was like sleeping on soft ground.
Oh yeah, it's probably better for you overall if you stuck with
Yeah,
that for your whole life.
yeah, and now this one, I'm just like, I can't get rid of it. I paid too much damn money for it.
Did you get it
Because
from a
with
ad on a podcast?
no, I got it from which is the mattress place at the corner of Britannia and
Don't buy the Taco Bell.
Picoy? Yeah, by Taco Bell.
I think it's a mattress firm.
Okay,
I think.
I wasn't sure if it was like a mattress firm or a Sleep USA or
Oh, it could
something
be.
like
I
that.
think they're all owned by the same company. It's the
Yeah.
deal.
Anyway, I got it from them. I bought that and an adjustable bed frame.
Ooh.
Uh, and altogether, it sent me back a little over $1,200.
Wow. But you know what? It's worth it because you spend so much time in your bed. You gotta.
I spend much less time in bed since I got that.
Oh. But over time, you'll be. It's probably gonna last longer than most of the other things you own, right?
I hope that it lasts as long as that
Yeah.
stupid hard twin bed.
Good. And that good 20 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't change that thing out until after my grandfather died, and
Oh.
I got his old bed because I was just like, yeah, mine's not very good anymore. It's just like I got his, and I was just like, well, this isn't very good anymore
No.
either. But I've already thrown out the old one.
Yeah, my parents still have the same bed they bought when I think I was 10, no 11. That's still the same bed that they have that I sleep on when I go to visit. And that's
Oh wow.
what, the 27 years, something like that old.
Hmm.
But nobody slept on it in the last, I don't know, 10 years more than a couple of nights in a row.
Hmm.
Usually it's just got like boxes and shit on it.
Yeah.
It's probably worse for it because it just bends the springs or whatever. I don't know. It's fine because I'm only ever going to sleep on it for a couple of.
Couple of days at a time.
Yeah, and it's only when I come and visit by myself. Cause they'll just put us up in a hotel room when my wife is with us because
Hmm.
the bed's too small for two people.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
after they find out about senior, anything else happen?
Mo shows up with his mystery envelope. Which I think
Oh
is kind of
yeah,
funny with all the
and
clues.
the humor him, Marge and Homer.
Yeah. And he's explaining all of it. Oh, you think this is just a band-aid, but to me, I think maybe it might be something else. I don't know. He goes through all the different things. It's very fun.
My favorite part is during the credits. He's like, and here we got some gravel. You know, this is gravel.
Okay, gravel. It says like you should like there's something about the word that means something.
Yeah, I think that he's trying to differentiate it from just regular small rocks.
Yeah, specifically gravel. It's gonna come in. You're gonna need to remember that later. And a helmet for a
But yeah,
mouse.
so that
And
was Blunder Years.
yeah, those Blunder years.
It was a perfectly cromulent episode.
Yeah, it was good. I think I laughed throughout it.
Definitely not craptacular.
Yeah, not craptacular, not amazing, not a
Not
top 10.
chocotastic.
No, pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah.
And then we have Bye Bye Nerdy. This is the one. It's the one that we've all been waiting for. Watching the channel, seeing Lisa pointing up at us on her screen, week after week.
New kid.
Yeah.
There's a new kid who is a bully. And she is honed in on Lisa.
Yeah, she's voiced by Kathy Griffith doing a character, which is nice. It doesn't even sound like it's anybody till you look it up.
Yeah, no, I totally thought it was just one of the regular voice actors doing a thing.
Yeah, I like that. If it's either should be like that, where they do a character, or they had Randy Newman. Randy Newman? Who's Paul Newman, the salad dressing guy? When Homer was looking at that, trying to find someone to fantasize about, and the actual Paul Newman said like, "Hey, I'm going to tell you what I told to Redford. No way, Jose," or something. It's very funny. They got him to come on and say that. They're a famous duo. but not gay.
Yeah, that
No
was
homo.
Butch Cassidy and Sundance.
Yeah.
Who I'm sure that there is slash fiction of
Oh yeah,
somewhere.
that's probably the original Flash fiction.
I think the original was Kirk and Spock.
Oh yeah, on the internet. But this probably
Yeah.
preceded that. This was actually printed in an actual magazine.
No, no. There were Star Trek zines back in the day that had fan
Oh,
fiction.
nice. Zine. I need to get a PO box so people can send me zines.
Huh. Under appearances for this episode, it does not have it. No, because that was the other episode. Was the one that had Paul Newman.
Yeah. This was got Kathy Griffin. And also the chalkboard gag for this one was funny. Well, probably had to write, I will not scare the vice president over and over again. And then the couch gag was they all were in bumper cars. It's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my Frankie? Yeah, Marge, she's trying to get everybody ready for school, get them on the bus. And she's making what's that song? What's that song that song that always plays during like crazy factory scenes and stuff? It might be the same one that played when Homer was going through the mill. You know that song? What's that called? Who knows?
I
know
don't,
it.
I don't know.
Yeah. Nobody knows what it's called, but we all know it when we hear it. Yeah, she's making the kids brush their teeth and eat food very fast. She dresses Lisa and Bart up in their clothes, in each other's clothes. Just makes them switch. But after they brush their teeth, Bart hasn't even spat yet. He's still got toothpaste in his mouth. So of course,
And he never gets to because Marge says to spit on the bus.
yeah, you can
But
spit on the
first,
bus.
she feeds him.
Yeah, that's right. I think that was my Frankie act for this. You can spit on the bus. People will be spitting on buses.
People be spitting.
Be spitting on the buses. All public transportation, really. Spitting bars, spitting saliva, everything. Tobacco, wacky, all of it. Give the full spectrum of spit on public transportation. Yeah, Lisa tries to befriend the new girl. Right? And she just straight punches her in the face. She keeps trying, and she gets bullied, and she takes her Malibu Stacy with the college. What's it called? College something or other. And she takes her Malibu Stacy and bites the head off. She will not be befriended by this nerd. But but meanwhile, B story. Homer's home from work for no reason. And they're just staring at their coffee until the doorbell
Because
rings.
he said that they would fire him if he was late again. So
Oh, that's right.
he was going to be late. And he's just like, well, I guess I can't go to work.
So I mean, if that's what you can do, then yeah, use a sick day. If you got them, use them. Yeah, then this lady comes and rings their doorbell and says, "Your baby is dead."
Is what she would say.
Yes, she's dead serious about something. Wait. Did she just say that, right? Dead. No, dead tired. It says your baby Maggie Simpson is dead tired of baby proofers who don't provide a free estimate for baby proofing the Simpson house.
I will be right back.
Yeah. So he mute you just to be safe here. Boom. All right. Yeah. So this lady, she's like, I'm gonna baby proof your house because otherwise, your baby's gonna die. Or the average American home has got thousands of death traps. So they go around the house, the Simpsons house, and starts looking at crawls around on the floor, dressed as a baby. He puts a baby bonnet on, goes under the sink, starts taking bottles and trying to trying to open them, but she can't. She's like, "Oh, what would happen if a baby gets down here?" And she can't get the baby-proof bottles open without smashing them on the countertop. And she goes, finally, at the end there, she goes, she gets one open, like, "Oh my god, she got it open." She goes, "Yeah, what, did you see how quickly it could be before your baby could have been drinking?" And looks at the bottle and like, Similac baby formula. It's very, very funny. Not a dangerous chemical at all. It was just baby formula. They should be drinking that. And Homer goes, "Oh man, that's such an eye opener. I always pictured the kids dying in the living room," which is a dangerous place for kids because they do all kinds of stuff, jousting and things. I'm gonna unmute you, and I bet you're gonna go somewhere. So I don't forget.
It is the saber dance.
Saber dance. Okay, we're gonna write on that tonight. Why not?
Cachaturian saber dance, something like that. I don't know.
Oh, right. It's for spinning plates mostly, right?
Sure. The first result that I got when I looked it up was Cachaturian saber dance / rattle by the Berliner Philharmoniker.
Ah.
So I guess that's German people playing it.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's also the Final Fantasy XIV Saber Dance, which I guess was an attack in that game. I never played it.
Is 14 the online one?
That sounds right. Yeah. Because it wasn't 12, or was it 13? No.
Or is
14
the one with all the bros driving around?
No,
that's 15.
15. Yeah, then 14 was all online. I think. I don't remember. I only played up to 12, I think. Yeah, so 14 I think was all online, but I don't know what 13 was. Maybe I did play 13.
I don't know. I thought everything after 6 was overrated.
See, I started at 7 because I'm basic. What was 13? Oh, I did play 13. Okay, I played up to 13, and then 14 was all online.
Yeah, 14's the MMO.
And I never played anything before 7, so 7 to 13. Yeah, so I never got to play any of those old school cool ones.
I mean, they have like so many remakes around everywhere. You can definitely find it if you want, or you can get like the full-on remake reboot, like Final Fantasy Origin Stranger of Paradise, which I have no idea how it relates to the original Final Fantasy, except I know that one of the bad guys that you fight in there is a bad guy from the first one. Although I'm not 100% sure that you fight that bad guy, you might be that bad guy. I don't know.
You're the bad guy all along. Twist.
The trailers are.
No, okay.
It could be that you were you were unaware that you were the bad guy. Like, isn't there? Was it Borderlands a pre-sequel?
Yeah.
Where you're working with
Handsome Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you were the bad guy the whole time.
Knights of the Old Republic, where you were the big villain before the game started, and now you have the chance to figure out.
But I understood that to be the ending, but I never. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get that far through it.
You should definitely play it all the way through. Knights of the Old Republic's solid.
And I think the version I got off of Steam wasn't controller compatible, or I couldn't figure out how to get my controller to work with it.
I think it's still not controller compatible.
Yeah, and I don't want to play with mouse and keyboard.
Like, you have to do certain things to get it to work.
Oh, yeah, it's too much work. I'll just watch a Let's Play or something. Read the Wikipedia article.
Or get it for, like, PlayStation.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even check. I should check PlayStation Network, see what's on there.
I'm sure that they do.
I gotta finish those 1,000 games I got from this freaking Ukrainian pack that I never started.
Oh yeah, you should probably do that. And I swear to God, every Monday I log into Steam, and then I have to ignore a bunch of fucking sex games.
Gotta turn safe Steam on.
It's like I don't know how many of these I have to ignore before it stops like telling me about them. The answer is it'll never stop.
Yeah.
It really thinks I'm into that.
It's I guess it gets some of those. It knows your Google searches. So it knows. Oh, stop pretending like you don't like sex.
I like sex. I like videos of it. I
Yeah.
don't like video games that are based around fucking.
Yeah.
Like I played one of those once in
Oh,
like
see, you did it.
2013,
It's been 10 years.
and it wasn't even on Steam.
Oh. Yeah, they put your name on a list.
Yeah,
Your
it's like, oh, he played a
username.
hentai game once. Let's offer him MILFs of Sunville Season 1
Yeah.
and Horos, Monster Slayer and Lover of
No.
something. I don't know what the something is because that's going to require me to click on there. And then the game's going to be
Yeah.
like, oh, you clicked on it. You know you want this.
I do kind of want to play the one where you date tanks. That sounds fun. The girls are tanks somehow.
uh, they, they might not be only girls that are tanks.
Yeah.
There could also be non-binary tanks or
Can
boy
be.
tanks.
So if you're already dating a tank, then really, what does it matter after that point?
Hmm. Yeah. Once you're sleeping with a tank, it's like you've already taken a step pretty far
Yeah.
outside of the mainstream.
Yeah. Stop pretending like you care about gender. At that point. So Lisa tries some different ways of like befriending the new girl, and one of them is, yeah, I'll just play her some of my saxophone, right? People like jazz fusion, and Marge tells her to put that in the maybe file because nobody actually likes jazz. The only people that like it are the people that are playing it, which slowly becomes what improv is after a while.
Hmm.
But Homer starts baby-proofing the house. He starts by drawing bunny faces on the electrical outlets to scare Maggie away. Even though she's not afraid of bunnies, but she will be.
That was a good joke.
Yeah. And then he's using a nail gun and nail cushions all over the place to protect her from the corners and things. And one of the he just gives the nail gun to Maggie. He's like, hold this while I'll put up the cushion. And she just starts shooting with a nail gun. It's pretty fun.
Hmm.
Nailing him to the wall. To his hands, to his ears. And then Marge brings out the hammer and starts like prying the nails out, which is fun to see. And Homer he tells Marge, hey, you see how unsafe the American home is? A baby accident occurs once every 3 minutes. Marge is like, I'm the one who told you that. He goes, yeah, but this is me talking. This is some good Homer stuff. And he shows how easy it is for a baby to order poison over the phone. He just dials a number, and it goes, poison delivery service. A gift basket of poison is on its way. Oh, I'd love to get a gift basket of poison. That's why I need to get a P.O. box. People can send me poison in the mail. But Lisa, she figures out, okay, I'm not going to be able to win this bully over. I have to beat her at her own game. She tries to hire the bullies to be her bodyguard. We do some protect her from those bully. From Nelson and Jimbo Jones on all the bullies. And they check out her Indian burns. I'm like, wow, this is some really good work. And they find out that it's a girl. I'm like, no, we don't do girls. They bite and they kick and they scratch. And sometimes we fall in love. And I think this is maybe one of the earlier times we see this like more sensitive side of the bullies. It becomes a running gag that gets kind of old. But it's funny.
Looks like Knights of the Old Republic isn't on the PlayStation Store.
Ah,
Weird.
Oh.
It's on mobile though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I might try
Yeah,
that.
like, do you have like an iPad?
Yeah, I do have an iPad. It's old,
Oh,
but yeah.
I
But
don't
this
know
game
whether or
is
not it
also
will run it.
old, so it's
Yeah.
definitely newer than Knights of the Old Republic. So I might give it a try. Just noticed that when I started playing, I stopped playing games on there because like I can just do the same game on my phone and it goes a lot faster. I just kind of use it.
Oh, yeah. If you have a better phone, then it's probably a better idea.
Yeah, but I don't want to be spending hours playing something on my phone. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I was gonna play Xbox. I feel like we had the second one on Xbox. That's what it was.
Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Yeah. So that's
The
how I
one
knew
that's
how the
not as
first
good
one
and
ended.
also very buggy.
Yeah. So I didn't finish that, but that's how I kind of knew what the ending of the first one was.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you exactly what the ending looks like for Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Oh yeah. Let's see it.
Dialogue boxes.
Oh,
Lots
okay.
of dialogue boxes.
Yeah, we didn't have you couldn't do that many like full motion videos in a game back then.
Not for all of the stuff that they were trying to cram into the ending of that
Oh
game.
yeah. Wonder.
So did we get to the part where Lisa finds out about the sweat?
Yeah, when she's talking to
Lisa finds out about the sweat.
when she's talking
Lisa
to
finds out about the
Nelson.
sweat. She's watching
Yeah,
a
when
security
she's talking
video.
to- Yeah. I tried opening Twitch and then I fell into a loop. Anyway.
No, well, she when she tries to figure out what's going on with Bully, she watches a security video, and she notices that when Francine walks by and she has her nose clipped, she doesn't notice Lisa there.
Yeah, because it's the pheromone thing. So that's
Yeah,
weird.
and
She can smell
she
her nerd
reveals
sweat.
to a nerd convention that bullies hunt via the pheromones.
Yes, their vision is
It's
based on
actually
scent.
uncontrollable
Yeah.
because Nelson doesn't want to attack Dietrich Tatum.
It's so funny. Yeah, and he starts punching him, and he's telling him to stop, and then he goes to give him a wedgie. It's pretty funny. But then also, at some point during that conversation, that presentation to the children by Dietrich Tatum, Mrs. Krabappel offers to give him a ride home. He goes, "Oh, you don't want to do that." I'm like, ooh, that's dark. I think it's a reference to.
You don't want what
Tyson.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
It's gonna be
I
bad.
don't remember what the exact line is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Lisa proves that it's the nerd sweat that attracts bullies. It's uncontrollable. Also, Homer he becomes the baby proofer of the town and goes around town patting things and turning pools to jello and stuff. And he goes to Apu's house and he puts big foam fingers on all the arms of the Shiva, so nobody can get poked by her many hands. And he goes, "Yeah, you should probably want to switch to a nice round Buddha." And they go, "No, we can't do that. We're Hindu." And Homer goes, "Well, yeah, so am I, but I don't get all huffy about it." And that's pretty funny. Did I do my Frankie Yak already for this one? I forgot what. Yeah, I did. We didn't do yours.
Oh, when that lady is crawling around the house
Yeah.
trying to find the non-baby proof things.
And Homer says, "It's a pretty big caboose for a baby." And it is. Marge agrees.
Hmm. She tries to protest at first, and then she realizes it really
Yeah.
is.
You be aware of your caboose when you're crawling around on the ground, looking for chemicals to drink. Yeah, but then Homer is baby proofing. It bankrupts all the businesses throughout the city. The baby crutch store, the factory where they make baby get well cards. Even Dr. Hibbert. So look at this baby. There's not even scratches on him. I got boat payments to make. And that turns Homer around. He goes, "Oh no! What have I done? Gotta let the babies go out and get hurt again." Tells him to skin your knees, put dice up your nose, let cats sleep on your face. That's pretty funny. Yeah, there's just a big old nerd convention going on. What's it called? I forgot. Doesn't matter. Yeah, big old nerd convention full of scientists, where one is explaining how to solve the flying saucer attacks from the aliens.
Mm-hmm.
And Lisa comes out, and she does this right here. You can see it. This presentation where she points out, she explains that they throughout history people have been bullied, from Galileo to Isaac Newton, even in the animal kingdom.
So I think that for the sake of the bracket,
Yeah,
all we really care about is, was this episode more entertaining than the other episode?
yeah, that's true.
However, when we're ranking them on the lists, on the master list that you're making, do we care about how important an episode is?
I feel like that does it ends up being part of the calculus. I don't know if it's supposed to, but it does, because I think I go, if an episode's more iconic, then it kind of gets bumped up a couple of spots sometimes, even if I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to.
Yeah, so it's like I think that we can definitely say that Bye Bye Nerdy is the source of more memes.
It's true. They're very important memes. And that's that. Yeah, and it's important. I'll bump it up a spot for that.
I got no more notes.
Yeah. I think the only thing is that they've got Francine locked up in a cage on stage when Lisa's got the nerd sweat and puts it on her and puts her into a rage. And all the nerds, all the nerd scientists are scared of this bully. And Professor Frink, he has a long pole to knock the latch off of the cage. And one of the scientists says, "Hey, put down that science pole." I think it's very funny.
Also, a funny bit that happens in the episode is at the end of it when Francine gets loose, and her parents are like, "Oh, she'll punch herself out." But even after she's already beat up most of the people in the auditorium,
Right.
she sniffs again, and then she looks at the screen and breaks the fourth wall and jumps directly at the audience.
Right.
Because we're nerds.
Right. Actually, the version I watched, she just was beating up nerds and the credit comes on, so I think maybe that was just for you.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a nerd. No, not me. No. But yeah, that's what happened. That was very funny.
I think that I was like, do I sweat victim?
Well, I mean, do you think that rubbing Roquefort cheese on your body to cover that smell would make you be bullied less?
Well, the thing is, like,
Lisa's solution.
I don't really think that I was bullied that much. Like, generally speaking, after the first time, it either got dealt with or I figured out a way around them.
Right. Yeah, I don't think this episode's scientifically accurate.
Yeah. I was pretty good at responding to bullies with disproportionate, uncontrolled violence.
Oh yeah, well that's the one thing they understand.
Yeah, and it's just like, this is very disproportionate. Like, I called you some names and pushed you, and you're trying to strangle me to death. I don't
Oh
want to fuck with you.
yeah,
You're insane.
yeah. It's those prison rules. You give
Yeah.
them the crazy eyes and also the crazy hands.
Hmm.
People always forget that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had a different experience with bullying in that it was because I grew up in a military family. I went to a
Hmm.
different school every year for 7 years in a row, right? So it's like anybody that I did have problems with, if I could just avoid them for the rest of the school year, then I would never have to see them again. So like I never really had to deal with it. Like it's just active avoidance seemed to work for me the most.
Yeah. There,
So
there,
yeah,
there were ones where I was just like, oh, this is my usual technique is not going to work here. I need to just avoid.
right.
And in those cases, that's what I did. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna change, not go to certain places anymore, and just not run into this person
Yeah,
who's going to threaten to beat me up for money.
right. Yeah, and that's a good idea. Stay away from.
Hmm.
Man, that was by
Because
name.
that's what happened when I was a freshman in high school, and I told all my friends, "Hey, don't walk down this certain street
Ah,
because there's some guys hanging out there that are gonna roll you for cash."
yo.
And one of my friends is like, I don't believe you. So he got beat up.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. And to this day, he's still like, I should have listened to you.
Yeah, glad that he still remembers it.
Hmm. Even though he's been in a lot more fights than me and is much
Oh,
stronger.
that was the inciting
But
incident. Yeah.
yeah, it very well could be because he was much smaller than me then. Like I was a chubby kid who, despite being short, he was slightly shorter than me. Still is, uh, but he was real skinny,
Ah,
like overactive metabolism.
right.
He didn't really learn how to put on weight until his mid 20s, when he finally drank his metabolism into submission.
That'll do it.
Yeah, it only took like 3,000 cases of Bud Light, but eventually uh, his body was finally like, all right, I guess you
Okay.
want to put on some weight.
There's only so much I can do as your body. You're really committed to this. Fine. So you're committed to things. We're committed to 10 years of talking about The Simpsons. 5 years? 10 years. Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah,
Keep forgetting how many years this is going to be. It's going to be a long
five
10
years is
years.
just the first round.
That's right.
We haven't even gotten halfway through the first year.
Yeah. This is fun. This is good. I'm having a good time.
These were not super different.
Right.
Like I felt like this is kind of close.
Yeah, because I mean, it was made by the same writing and production teams. In the same They were made in the same season, even though Blunder Years came out the following season because of 9/11. But the so yeah,
I
there's got a
think
lot of the
Wonder Years
same.
is a little bit more tightly plotted.
Yeah, I think I had a better time watching Blunder Years, but I'm not. No, I do love that internet joke. It's always gonna be with me. But
There was no moments in Bye Bye Nerdy where I laughed out loud,
right,
whereas I laughed out loud about Homer screaming.
yeah, there's some good stuff in that one. So we're gonna give it to the Blunder Years. And also, that was the Discord's pick as well. 5-1 over there.
I
Second
don't
one.
I don't want to imply that it's way better, but it was better.
Yeah. And then what exactly how much better? We'll find out now when we go to our rankings here. I don't know if it's the only probably Underbark gets
Mm.
famous. Scorpion's Tail wasn't good. I think these are where we start getting into the not good episodes down here. It's kind of in this area. So maybe right.
I think it's better than Dumbbell Indemnity.
Yeah. Sleeping with the Enemy. Yeah, that kind of has similar vibes.
Which one was Lisa gets an A?
That's where she cheats on her test to get the A.
Ooh,
I forget what the B story.
that feels pretty comparable to this one.
Yeah. I feel like Yes, I think I'd put it right in between. Put the kind of Blunder Years right in between, and then
Yeah, that sounds good.
Blunder Yeats. Is that season 13?
The Blood That Yeats.
I already forgot what it is. What season is from?
Uh, that is season
It's right over here.
13.
13.
Yeah.
There we go. Bye Bye Nerdy season 12. Should I go? Yeah, just a little bit under. Right above Dumbbell Indemnity, I think. Yeah, they're close. Close. You're in the rankings. What do you think?
Bye Bye Nerdy. You thought it was better than Dumbbell Indemnity?
I think so. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I like
That's
that
tough. With,
the end. I like the end with all the
Mhm.
nerd stuff. Could do without the baby proofing stuff. Yeah.
Was there a B plot in Sleeping with the Enemy?
We have Nelson moving in, and then what? Who else would be doing something? Yeah, yeah, because it's so much about not Lisa, Marge, and Nelson connecting, and then Bart going off to try to do something else. I think that's what the B story was Bart dealing with that primary relationship in the episode. I think. No, that's Big Butt Lisa.
Oh yeah. I think this is better than Sleeping with the Enemy.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so put it right under Blunder Years. In a bad spot for it. You know, Blunder Years wins by a hair. And it's
Or
proven.
do you think that Sleeping with the Enemy is better?
No, they have very similar vibes.
Nerdy,
So,
not Birdie.
oh, whoops. It's a parody of Bye Bye Birdie. Called Bye Bye Nerdy. Yeah, so this is fine. Here. They're all this kind of area somewhere. They're all in there somewhere, so we gotta pick something, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. And Venn diagram. I think that's it, right?
I think so.
Didn't have a lot. No, they were so similar. Not much. We got some freakiness. Got the toothbrushing. Got bodies and bullies.
Hey, baby, do you want to get Frinky?
Yeah.
No, that's not that good of a reference.
Yeah, I'd wear a T-shirt that said that if it had cool, sexy Frink on it. Said, "Do you want to get Frinky? Let's get Frinky." And one last thing would be next week. What are we doing? What are we watching next week? Is right over here. 2 episodes. One I've seen, not the other one.
Oh, do you remember that song by Silk? Freak Me?
If I heard it, maybe.
That's the one where 'cause tonight, baby, I wanna get freaky with you.
It's not.
Now you
ringing
would
a
probably
bell.
need to hear the actual
Yeah.
song
Yeah.
to recognize it. But yeah, 'cause tonight, baby, I want to get freaky with you.
Yeah.
I feel like in 30 years they've probably used that as a pun.
Yeah, do it, right?
They have to, right?
Yeah.
Like there's like a Frink like me or something,
Yeah, it's got to
or
be some
Super
kind of
Frink.
stuff. Just look at the. But look at the bracket and just see how many episodes have Frink in the name. I wonder how many pop up. None. What? Wow. None in the title of the name of the episodes. Oh. Yeah. So next week, Lisa the Simpsons, season 9, episode 17. I remember that one. Lisa's got the Simpson gene, or all the Homers of the Homer side of the family. They're all a bunch of dumb idiots, but all the women are real smarties. That's the spoilers. That's the last scene of the episode. And the blue and the gray. I don't know what that's about, aside from I guess Marge's blue hair turns gray. But who knows? I have no memory of that episode.
I don't know.
Yeah. So we'll find out. We'll find out very shortly. I think that's it. That's it for tonight.
All right, hold on. I'm sending you a YouTube link.
Ah.
You should get the message.
Ah.
Oh, hey, is what it
Yeah.
is.
They took that off of the new what you might call it. Google Pixel doesn't have the hey. Or the message one. Oh, freak me.
I remember I at one point had he from Ocarina.
Oh, nice.
Ocarina of Time, the little fairy. What's her name?
There was
But
some
the
Zelda
hey,
trivia the other
listen,
night. Yeah.
that I had that on my phone, and there was one day where someone texted me, and that popped up, and I saw a nerd just go, like, just totally like tensed up and started looking around.
That's very funny.
Like it's just like, oh man, that guy's got Zelda
Yeah.
PTSD.
He's been triggered. Yeah, we're gonna write out on "Freak Me" by Silk.
Just imagine that they're saying Frink,
yeah,
because tonight, baby, we want to get Frinky with you.
Funky. And so yeah, good night to anybody watching on Facebook or YouTube. See you next week.